Is it true that if you're not taught to be a generous receiver, you won't know how to be a generous giver as an adult? Some say yes, some say no. I say yes, it's true. My experience has been so. Um, for me, generosity, because everything I received, it came with a very, very high price tag of shame, embarrassment, being put down, um, mentally manipulated, guilted. Uh, I was even taught at a very early age that there is no Santa, just so my mom could take credit. She would not accept that some unknown Santa is gonna take credit for her good doing. If I did get something, I would be told that um, you're not worth it. You were a bad child. Everything you do is wrong. So, but just to show you what a good mother I am and how any other child would love to have me as a mother, here it is. So, or your grandma is bringing you a watch for your birthday, but your grandma is such and such and such and such. So, because my loyalty was to my universe being given, obviously, my sustenance and support, I foresaw my entire universe and my source as being my mother. My father was there, but mostly absent. So what I learned was to hate receiving. I was not a gracious receiver at all. Very a lot of fakeness and so on around me. So that created obviously the kind of life that drew me to um, a lot of lack, a lot of lack, a lot of everything. And then, even when there wasn't lack, I would create the environment that would seem to me from outside, if I had this, I would be so happy and contented. And the happy and contented never came. Never came. I got to envy watching um, senior citizens that they could just seem to enjoy the sitting down with a cup of coffee and a newspaper and be there in that space and time and really really enjoy it. And this is something I I wanted to feel so much. Now, am I talking as a victim or as what here? From I live in retrocausality, and I was looking at my latest 3 days behavior where I got drawn back to writing affirmations, but I was writing them. Something clicked with a discussion I had with someone, and I was even saying how I put a video on no affirmations, and she said something about writing 50 times, and for some reason, I saw this absolute desire in me to write affirmations, and I know now not to doubt. I receive from myself more and more, and one thing I receive is from these inklings that come from nowhere and desire. So I follow through, and of course, I could not settle on a single affirmation, so I wrote 50, 60 times, but every single time the affirmation kind of changed itself and grew and evolved and so on. And finally, after 2 days of fervent affirmation writing, not from the perspective because the affirmations were not consistent, but they were in an affirmative way. They wrote themselves to be, they grew, they evolved into being about allowing and receiving. And I was like, how interesting. Because I was just not settled. No matter what I wrote, just didn't feel, no, I don't want this. No, that's not right. So I kept, each time I wrote it, I kept writing until it evolved. It evolved, it evolved, it evolved. And I was like, this is so interesting that I feel drawn. But I believe in retrocausality, so I know that there is something that wants me. And not letting it in. I'm shutting the door. So there is a door shut for a want that wants to manifest through me. So I know better than to question my higher self. So I just went with it and I just did it as it wanted to be done. So I was writing fervently, fervently, fervently. It came to allowing, receiving, and then on my second day of affirmation writing came this quote of, if you weren't taught as a child to be a gracious receiver, kids that are not taught to be gracious receivers won't make generous givers when they're adults. So something like that. The quote is not exact. So and then the same person that gave me um, the idea with the affirmations wrote underneath, um, I disagree. And I said, I'm really, really happy you have the luxury to disagree, because what you receive from your training as a child, two kids may be trained exactly the same. They can be twins of the same gender, and they may remember their past completely differently. It's very much subjective. So I said, I'm really happy that you have the luxury to feel differently, but to me it's 100% true. So then I go on to explain to her how everything that I ever got was so costly. It cost me in integrity, it cost me on self-image, it cost me, and I remembered event by event by event by event from very, very young how much it receiving was absolutely always received with pain, arrived with what I, to the point that even when I did cognitive behavioral therapy and they were asking me, the woman was asking me to attach a place where I felt totally at peace, at ease, and totally in harmony, and blah, 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 blah. And I had holidays upon holidays and so on, and I could not name a single place. Because on all these places where from outside everything it looked perfect, over me was constantly anxiety, fear, um, fear of, but do we have enough? But we can't do that experience because we won't have enough of it. Like absolutely every apparently good thing that I've given to myself or I've received was tarnished. Absolutely, to my own personal experience, was tarnished. Hence, my seeking got me so far because absolutely nothing, I was so corroded to the core of my receiving that nothing clicked, nothing felt good. So in my description so in my detailed answer to my friend, where I told her how lucky she was to be able to have a different opinion and why I stand for my opinion, I also said, when you receive something so so costly, and also you're told that there is no possibility that this toy can be replaced, you won't get another one, you don't deserve another one, and so on, the chances of you giving that which you now got are zero, are absolutely zero. Not only that, but even to break it, if you break it, you're basically, yeah, you know that you'll be in big fucking trouble. So when you grow like that, or you grow up like that, tormented like this, not enjoying an ice cream simply because you know that you should make it last longer because you don't know when the next ice cream is going to come from, and so on. So, and you're trained at how you're not worthy of anything you got. I was told daily that even to be fed was a sacrifice, and my existence was someone's sacrifice, and so on. So I developed anorexia nervosa until I was almost 16 years of age. I was underweight through absolutely every stage of my life. And so, um, yeah, someone that is trained as an and so this is the magic, yeah. because I didn't know, I didn't understand, but because I believe in retrocausality, I knew that something in the future. So the concept of the affirmations were so that my mind clicks onto the receiving. So my mind focuses on the receiving, so that then in my memories, when it came back, the thing about receiving, kids with not taught to receive won't be good generous givers and so on. So that prepared me to notice this in my memories now. And then her comment made the click because my receiving had to be upgraded. So this is how retrocausality works. Something in the future, it's creating a set of circumstances. Now, why this dance? Like, why do we come from source to the families that we do, to get the programming that we do, just so that we get to program ourselves? That dance, the point of this dance, I have not grasped it to my own satisfaction. I have a bit of understanding of it, but why this whole song and dance? Just so you go back to what you're supposed to be, which is the awareness of being source. So you come from source, you leave source to come to a bunch of fuckwits just to take them somewhere. I don't know. I still haven't gotten to, like, I understand why absolutely no matter what setup, what your platform of start in life, um, it's so that it takes you, so that you seek your awakening. Um, I understand that, but the actual point of the dance, why are we doing it? Like, why? None of the theories I heard satisfy me. So if I do get an answer, I'll let you people know.